So I'm going to be showing you how to use Putty to access Raspberry Pi remotely. First of all, to download Putty, go to putty.org, click on, you can download Putty here, then you start your download. So I'm going to click on it. You select, if because I'm using Windows, so you can decide to now select whether you're using 32 bits, 64 bits, or 32 bits. So you click to download the one that you like to work with. So already I've installed Putty on my system, so I open it. So that's Putty here, and in using Putty, you need the IP address of the Raspberry Pi. I mean the IP that is being assigned to the Raspberry Pi. Of course, the Raspberry Pi must be connected to the same network that your system or your laptop is connected to. So I'm going to use another software called IP Scanner to find the IP address of the Raspberry Pi. Now, when you open IP Scanner, it requires you to put in the starting IP and the end IP that is going to be using, the range that is going to search through. But before I can know my start IP, I need to know the gateway that I'm currently using on my laptop. So I'm going to do CMD, open. So I'm going to open my command prompt, type IP config, enter. So this is the default gateway that I'm currently on, 192.168.43.1. Okay, so that's what we're going to use as our start point, which is here, which is correct. Then I'm going to end at 43.250. You can decide to end at 254, 255. 255 is the maximum. So I'm going to begin my scan right now. Remember the aim of what we're trying to do in this scanning. We're trying to find the IP address of the Raspberry Pi. So the moment we get the IP address, then we can easily the moment we get the IP address, we can now use it on our Putty to remotely connect with the Raspberry Pi. So I'm looking for Raspberry Pi IP. I'm still looking for it. Cool, that's it here. So I can stop my scan because I've seen what I'm looking for. So 192.168.43.140 is what we are interested in. So I'm going to now go to my Putty here. This is Putty. I'll type 192.168.43.140. So that's the same that we have here. So I'm going to click open. But before I click open, I would like to boot to desktop, not just on the terminal. I mean, if you just open straight up, it's going to allow you to go to the terminal. So because I'm interested in booting to the GUI of the desktop, I'm going to make sure that my X11 here, I enable X11 forward. So make sure you enable it. Then the moment you're done, you go back to section. Then you can now click on open. Now before I click on open, I'll have to make sure my Xming is active. So you need another software called Xming. So I'll open it here. So Xming is already here right now. To download Xming, just go to this site here. Remember to Google Xming, you click on this, and then you can just click here to download Xming, and then you install on your system. So we're currently trying to use the Xming right now. So that's Xming here. Make sure you right click on it, then you select hide root window, then Windows D on your keyboard, Windows D, to make sure you minimize everything. Then go back to your Putty, open it, then open. So it's asking us to log in as what? So I'm going to type in Pi, then the password is Raspberry, enter. So for me to view, I'm already in my terminal right now. So this is the terminal of the Raspberry Pi. LX to view, so you can see we have our desktop, downloads, documents, music, they're all there right now. So we want to see how we can boot to desktop since we have Xming active. So you just type start LXDE, enter. Then It's going to instantly start up the desktop on Xmig. So let's wait for it. So you can see we are in already. That's it. So we are ready, we are in already. SSH is enabled and default password for the Pi doesn't change. So okay. So this is our desktop of our Raspberry Pi. So that's how you can remotely do that. You may want to also view other things. When you click on this, you can see the file explorer, so you can access the music, you can access the desktop, you can access downloads, and so on and so forth. So we've successfully used Putty to SSH into Raspberry Pi and then being able to boot to desktop. So this is it. Thank you.